Anyone who's driven down the Thanet Way in the last 12 months couldn't help have noticed one of the biggest production areas in the UK. It is Thanet Earth. Covering over 220 acres of land, there are plans for 7 of the largest glasshouses here in the country. 3 already established, one producing 2.5 million tomatoes every week. It's good news apparently for the environment. Someone who should know is Secretary of State for the Environment, Hilary Benn.
We can't take food for granted in the way that we have in the past, and given that we're going to have to feed another 2.5 to 3 billion people in the next 40 to 50 years, and to do that production sustainably is going to be a big challenge. And we're pretty food secure in the UK. We're about 60% self-sufficient overall. There's some things we have to import. We also export a lot of food. But the big challenge in the future is going to be to increase production. I want British agriculture to produce as much as possible, but do it in a way that takes account of climate change. And we are going to have to think about the way in which we use water in particular. And that's why I've come to Thanet Earth this morning, because it's very, very impressive here to see the way in which they're growing tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers, and doing so using a lot less water than traditional ways of growing. So here's a living, breathing example of how we can get food production up, but do it in a way that is sustainable.
Mr. Benn, obviously your major concern is war on waste. With all this being produced here at Thanet Earth, surely it's a slight contradiction in terms, isn't it, with all the produce that could indeed go to waste?
Well, there's no waste going on here. This is a very efficient production system that's good for the environment because it uses a lot less water than other production techniques, a lot less pesticides, and it enables the crops to be grown year-round. They've also got their own, in effect, power station here, which is generating electricity for local homes. And Thanet Earth is using the CO2, which helps the plants to grow, and it's using the surplus heat, which helps to regulate the temperature and keeps the greenhouses warm when they need to be heated. So it seems to me a really effective way of showing how you can grow things sustainably, helping to reduce carbon emissions, but giving us the choice that we want when we go shopping.
The Minister's visit came on the day that he had published the country's first food security assessment, running in line with Thanet Earth's claim of being the greenest commercial grower of tomatoes, peppers and cucumbers in the UK. But what was the deciding factor of bringing such a project to this area of Kent in the first place? Judy Whittaker is from the marketing company behind it.
So far, for the 3 greenhouses that we've constructed, and we've got planning permission for 7, we've created around 450 jobs in an area which really needs that sort of employment. So we think it's extremely good news for Thanet. We know that we can now produce British-grown vegetables, British-grown tomatoes, peppers and cucumbers, which are going into the supermarkets of the South East. We're keeping it regional, it's British agriculture, and every bit that's produced here is a little bit less that we need to import.
What is already an impressive organisation is set to expand hugely over the next few years, making the project even harder to ignore and hopefully bringing with it more jobs, fresh produce and a stronger economy to this area of North East Kent. Julie Maddocks at Thanet Earth for YourKentTV.